This video will focus on adding and subtracting fractions with both like and unlike denominators. The first thing to do when adding or taking fractions is to just look and think, are the denominators the same? If they are, go ahead and subtract or add the numerator. These denominators are both 7, so I can add the numerators. 6 plus 3, 9 over 7. Make sure that you keep the denominator the same. Don't ever leave your answer as an improper fraction. We'll turn that into a mixed fraction. So 7 goes into 9 once with 2 over 7 remaining. The next thing to consider is B. Are the denominators the same? No, they're not. We need to make sure that the denominators are the same before adding or subtracting. So these are quite similar denominators, seeing as though 4 can simply be multiplied by 2 to reach 8. I'm going to make the lowest common denominator 8, keeping the first fraction the same, but multiplying this one here by 2. We now have 5/8 plus 2/8 equaling 7/8. Adding the numerators and keeping the denominator the same. Always checking, is my answer as simple as it can be? Is it an improper fraction? No, it's proper. Can it be reduced? No, 7/8 is as low as it can go. Finally, we've got 6/9 minus 2/5. Are the denominators the same? No, they're not. We need to think of the lowest common denominator. In this case, we can consider perhaps multiplying 6 by 5 and 9 by 5 to reaching a denominator of 45. Similarly, we can multiply this fraction by 9. 5 times 9 would also reach that denominator of 45. So I'll make the denominator 45, knowing that both 9 and 5 fit into it. To reach 45, we need to multiply by 5. 6 times 5 is 30. To reach a denominator of 45, we needed to multiply 5 by 9, as well as the numerator being 18. We now have denominators the same. We can go ahead and subtract the numerators. 30 take 18, that's 12 out of 45. Make sure that it is as simple as it can go. Looking at 12 and 45, are there any common factors there? We can divide both of those by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 45 divided by 3 is 15. We have simplified our fraction. That is how you need to go about adding and subtracting fractions. I'll just recap those steps. Look to see if the denominator is the same. If they are, add or subtract the numerator. If they're not, find a denominator that is common to both of them. The LCD, lowest common denominator. Once you have reached the lowest common denominator, you are then able to add and subtract the numerator. Make sure you rewrite the denominator as it was, keeping it the same. Finally, check your final answer to make sure that it is simplified and it isn't improper. It needs to be either proper or mixed.